Can you imagine being in a relationship for 12 and a half years, going out, dancing, having a wonderful dinner, and you come home ready to go to bed and you hear a gunshot? One of the men went into the kitchen and shot himself. Why he did it, I don't know, but we're going to find out. This is a story about two men in an alternative lifestyle that had a wonderful 12 and a half years, and a tragedy happened. We're going to find out how the other gentleman has coped with this problem. Next on Jodie in Malibu. Welcome to Jodie in Malibu. Today we're going to talk about a very upsetting topic, which is suicide. But I have a guest, Calef, and I welcome you.
Thank you.
I'm a member of MySpace like you are.
Yes.
And I found your website and I contacted you because your story really hit me. And I think you've done wonderful things. But I want to start with, first of all, where you're from.
I'm from here, from Orange County, California.
And so you've lived here all
my life.
And tell me how you met the man that you were in love with. I believe his name was Jonathan.
Yes. I met Jonathan in 1991 here locally in Laguna Beach, and we were together for quite a long time before he committed suicide.
How long are we talking, would you say? How many?
About 13 years.
13 years you were together.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship would you say you and Jonathan had?
I would describe our relationship as very loving, caring, just a great relationship.
And when you were together, would you say everything was a normal relationship? You didn't see anything signs of depression or anything?
We went through the ins and outs of any normal relationship, just like anybody else, financial woes and
right.
Dealing with different places to live and relationship issues and so forth. But we did pretty well. We stayed together. Most gay marriages don't last that long, you know.
Neither do straight ones. Brian, can you give us an idea of your recollection of the day, the evening of when Jonathan committed suicide?
Prior to his suicide, his dog we had to put her down, and he had a brain tumor.
He did?
Yes. He had to deal with, and it was something that he had to issue. He had to have his a tumor. They had to drill in his brain to get the tumor out, and he didn't want to do it. Went to a family event, and then afterwards we went to a local pub and had a few beers, and then came home and said I was going to go to bed, and then next thing I knew, I heard this loud thump, and I went upstairs and found him dead.
And there was nothing that perceived this, nothing. You never talked about suicide, nothing.
Nothing.
How did you feel? I mean, how did you handle this?
Horrible. It was horrible.
Well, it'd have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was the worst time in my entire life. The worst time.
Did you get therapy?
Yeah, I did later on. I did get some therapy through friends and family, but it was the most horrible time in my life, and I think no one knows what you go through when you have such a tragedy like this.
What do you go through? I mean, you see something like this. What's the first thing you do?
Well, you go through, I think, a high amount of depression. I mean, I was even suicidal.
You were.
Yeah, because this is my life partner who committed suicide. You know, this is a person that you tell, you know, all your thoughts and, you know, every little detail, things that you want to do in the future, things that, you know, everything that you want to do together. And you go through depression, you go through all kinds of things that you're just in loss of all kinds of things that you want to do.
Yeah. Did you ever blame yourself for anything? Did you say, gee, did I say something or do something that would provoke this, do that? Does that ever go into someone's head?
Yeah, I think you want to blame everybody. You know, you want to blame the parents. You want to blame, you know, God. You want to blame everybody. You know, just want to blame everybody that's involved. You know, you want to blame yourself. But when it comes down to it, it's the person that did it.
That's
you know, and Jonathan was very selfish what he did.
Yes.
You know. And the reality of it, it was very selfish.
So you were all alone when you found him?
Yeah.
And what did you do then?
I just called 911, you know, and just let out a loud cry and prayed next to him and told him how much I loved him. And told him, you know, how much he meant to me, and that, you know, he's the world to me. And, you know, it was just, you know, such a sad, incredible moment in my life, you know. You know, as I'm sitting here with this interview with you, it's hard to take a person back to that moment.
Well, it's probably something you
know,
don't want to ever remember. I mean,
yeah.
you want to try to block something so horrible,
Yeah.
you know. So then obviously the police came.
Yeah.
How did they treat you?
The police treat me very well. Very respectful, because we work with the police,
Mm-hmm.
and they treat me very well, and you know, they got grief counsel at the moment there, and you know, they did their investigation and so forth, and my mom and dad showed up. I tried to get Jonathan's mother to show up, because the father was in Florida, but really didn't want nothing to do with the family. But the mother didn't want to show up.
She didn't want to show up.
She refused to show up. She refused to see the blood and refused to see, you know, what was going on.
And how did she take that after? How did she treat you?
Oh, she just treated me like I was a suspect.
She was trying to blame you.
Yeah, the whole family did. The whole family.
Did she accept the gay relationship?
No.
So do you think that had something to do with why she treated you that way?
Oh yeah.
Well, see, I would think that would be very hard on Jonathan for a family not to accept his lifestyle, and that probably could have caused a lot of depression too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard thing to go through.
Yeah. And, you know, being together for such a long period of time, you know, doing family events and eating together and so forth, you know, if you can add it together, we were together, you know.
Right.
And Christmas and so forth, they're buying me gifts and I'm buying them gifts. We're together, and, you know.
So when you were together, she treated you okay?
Yeah.
But at the end is when she became this horrible
person. Horrible person.
And what type of things did she do?
Oh, she just called me names and, you know, basically called me a murderer, and, you know, stole stuff, you know, stole my dog and stole personal items. And
So she came into your home, which was also Jonathan's, and just took things without your permission.
Yes.
See, I don't understand how she could do that, even legally.
Yeah, legally she did.
Because it belonged to you and Jonathan.
Yeah. And, you know, another thing she did, too, was that, because we're private investigators, she took file cases that belonged to one of the cases that we worked to, well-known case, the Brown family versus O.J. Simpson.